Hello and welcome to Storytime with Oscar Spooky Edition. Today we'll be reading Spaceboy by David Walliams. Let's get into it. So I'll show you some of the characters. So I'm going to read a couple chapters. So these are some of the characters that you can, a few little characters. And then, let's get on with this story. So, starting off chapter 1, Dreaming. A light blazed across the night sky. From her attic room at the top of the wonky warehouse she called home, a girl named Ruth took her eye away from her telescope. She rubbed her grubby little eye with her grubby little finger. Surely she was dreaming. No, there really was something up there, spinning at terrific speed with a streak of flames flowing from it. Whatever it was on fire. Whoosh! Could it be an airplane? No, airplanes can't spin like that. Could it be a helicopter? No, it was travelling way too fast to be a helicopter. Could it be a shooting star? No, it's flying too low to be a shooting star. It was a UFO, an unidentified flying object. What's more, it was coming down fast, about to crash land on Earth. This was the most thrilling moment of Ruth's little life. The girl was an orphan. Her family were poor, and her mother and father had died digging for gold. They wanted a better life for their darling daughter, but were killed when the mine they were working in caved in. It was a grisly end. They had been buried alive. Before that, they moved from state to state, all their lives looking for work. They slept in the back of father's old pickup truck. Ruth would lie there, snuggled between her mother and father for warmth. She had nothing, but she had everything because she had their love. The little girl would fall asleep gazing up at the stars. Now all Ruth had left of her beloved parents were memories, the softness of her mother's kisses, that special smile her father saved just for her. The truck was sold to pay for the funerals, and Ruth was dispatched to her only living relative with a sign round her neck that read, "Please look after this orphan." After travelling for days, most of it on foot, Ruth finally arrived one stormy night on Aunt Dorothy's doorstep. The pair had never set eyes on each other before. The old lady never had children of her own for one very good reason. She loved them. For Aunt Dorothy, all children were revolting creatures with filthy hands and snotty noses and unruly bottoms. Aunt Dorothy's only use for the child was to put her straight to work on her ostrich farm, so Ruth was forced to spend her days mucking out the ostriches before giving the longest list of chores to complete in the farmhouse at night. Ruth's to-do list by Aunt Dorothy. Mop the floor, scrub the toilet, pluck my hairs out of my hairbrush, dust the farmhouse from top to bottom, unblock the drain, repair the roof, wash my socks, sweep the chimney, brush away the cobwebs. Finally, as a special treat, cut your beloved aunt's toenails. Ruth's life was bleak. She didn't go to school, she didn't have any friends, she didn't have a future. All she had were her dreams. Every night after she'd finally finished her chores, Ruth would trudge all the way up the wonky staircase to her tiny attic room. She would slump down in her creaky bed, and her thoughts would turn to her mother and father. How different life would be if they were still here. Desperately, Ruth would try to keep them alive in her mind. She flashed through all her memories of them, like turning the pages of a photograph album. Not that she had a photograph of them. They were too poor for that. Ruth's clever little three-legged dog, Yori, could always sense when she was sad. He would take a running jump onto the bed and then nuzzle up to her. "Ruff! I love you, little Yori," Ruth would whisper as she tickled him behind his ears. "You're all I have." Ruth was lucky to have him, and Yori was lucky to have her. She found the poor thing lying in the road not far from the farmhouse. Some brute must have run the puppy over, crushing his leg under the wheel of their truck, then sped off, leaving him for dead. On seeing him that first time, Ruth had instantly scooped the poor pup up into her arms and taken him back to the farmhouse. Against all the odds, she'd nursed him back to health. The dog's left back leg couldn't be saved, so Ruth made him a new one from a battered old egg whisk and a leather belt. With that strapped in place, it was easier for him to follow Ruth around the farm while she did her chores. Not knowing if the dog had already been given a name or not, Ruth chose one for him, Yuri. Ruth named the dog after her hero, the handsome Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin. Gagarin had made headlines around the world for being the first human in space. It was the story of the century. Ruth had rescued all the old newspaper and magazine front pages of his space flight in the Russian rocket Vostok 1 from Aunt Dorothy's bin. Then she stuck them all over the bare walls of her attic. There are pictures of Gagarin in space, pictures of him landing safely back on Earth, even a picture of him receiving a special medal, Russia's highest honour, for his incredible bravery. Handily, the pages covered all the stains, cracks and crumbled paper, while also creating a perfect shrine to her hero. What an adventure to be him, she thought, whizzing round planet Earth while I wrestled with my aunt's toenails. Ruth's life was far from adventurous as it was imaginable. Until tonight. And that is the first chapter. In the next episode, we'll hopefully read a couple more chapters as it gets scarier and scarier towards Halloween. If you have enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and goodbye from Ozzy!